Okay, sup guys, it's Thursday. This day could not go by any faster, I swear. I just had a kind of a lame day, but tomorrow's Halloween, so it's awesome. I'm gonna try to make this like my fastest video ever, which is amazing because I know I talk for like a fucking million years about nothing, but I think my roommate's coming back from her cross-country thing pretty fast, so that'll be really awkward if she came back and I was talking to this weird tripod setup I'm talking to right now. Megan, you asked me one of the meanest. That question is cruel. That question is cruel. Have you seen my wall? Have you seen it? Yeah, it's covered with like musical stuff. I need to think about the answer because I looked at my iTunes yesterday and I was like, I have a lot of fucking show tunes, and I figured out that 20% of my iTunes is show tunes. And some shows I have multiple recordings of the cast. I like theater too much, and I'm gonna be a big jerk, and I don't really consider, like, I love Dr. Horrible. I think it's an awesome musical. I just don't really consider it, I consider it more of like a movie musical thing. Like, when I think musical, I think stage musical. But I really like the performance aspect, like seeing it live thing. Oh, this is really hard. I don't know. I really like a lot of musicals. My favorites have to be a tie, probably, between Rent and the Rocky Horror Show. I just really like both of them. Rocky Horror, okay, I saw Rocky Horror at Town Hall a couple years ago. The cast was amazing. It was so much fun. It was super special, awesome to the max. And Rent is just super badass and amazing. Like, some people like see the movie and think it's really cool, but it's like, dude, you can't even say that until you've seen it live because it will blow you away because it's just so much more awesome. And I really like a lot of other plays too. I really like Into the Woods. I don't know if that's you guys' cup of tea, but it's like kind of more traditional musical, but it's really good and it's on DVD. Like, they recorded a showing of it on DVD, and I watched a little bit of it the other day because I was thinking about it, and I was just like, I need to watch the entire thing now, just because it's about fairy tales, and it's like kind of like retellings of them, and then ties them all together, and it just flows so nicely, and the stage is just like awesome, and like you're watching it, and you just realize you've been watching it for like half an hour, and you're like, what? Like, it's just so smooth and nice, and then Act 2 is like all fairy tales, and Act 1's all fairy tales. Act 2 is like what happens after. So it's really interesting, and it's like funny and whimsical. I hate that word, whimsical. Yeah, I also really like West Side Story, but I'm not picky about the cast, like you, Marie. I really want to see that live. Oh my god, Hedwig. If I see Hedwig live, I will probably flip the fuck out. Yeah. I like a lot of musicals. I could talk too much about this. If I ever see Jane Eyre live, oh my god, I will like be dying in my seat because it's Jane Eyre, the musical. I have the soundtrack. It's so melodramatic. Aaron, you said with something we haven't had in a while, something we haven't had in a while, or something like that? I don't even know. I keep randomly thinking about getting Chinese food from this place near my house, Uncle Yu's. It's really good Chinese food. But, also, I'm randomly say this to Justin. When we were at Pride this year, went to one of those, like, festival food booth things, and I got, fish and chips with garlic fries. It was, like, literally the most delicious fish and chips I think I've ever had in my life. And I'm just, like, really sad because I'm like, I'll never have it again. It was that one time at Pride. Justin's like, maybe next year. Maybe they'll be back. I'm like, maybe. I don't know. It was really good. I cannot state to you how good these fish and chips were. Murray, I think you told us to, like, tell a story, a weird story. I have a lot of crazy-ass weird stories, but they only come to mind, like, when something piques their interest, something's relevant, I guess, and then I'm like, oh, I have a story about that. Yeah, I have a lot of crazy driving, getting lost stories, but, it's funny. Okay, then I'll tell you one. It's basically not really a story, it's much of a weird string of things that was confusing. After I drove with Aaron back here, and after we had dropped Megan off, we were driving in some random ass town thing, because it's like kind of nearish San Jose, but like a little bit north, where it's just like weird mixed up freeway thing. And we were driving through like some weird town or something, and we were talking, all of a sudden I look over, there's like a fucking neon church, and we're just like, what is this? Like the crucifix is like neon, it's like neon and like it's completely dark, but there's just like neon piping throughout the entire thing. We're like, what the fuck, where? I'm like, where are we? We're like, I have no idea. And then we see this, we see a cross sign for a street, and it just says technology. It was technology. We're like, what? And I'm like, where? And I see the street we're on is called the Auto Mall, even though I've seen literally like no auto things. And then like right next to the crazy neon death church was this place that just said martial arts. I don't even know. Menlo Park. That was such a weird place for an event. Oh yeah, the Nerd Fighter thing was super special, amazing. It was like being at a con except for Nerd Fighters, which is better because they're all interested in the same awesome thing. When we got to Menlo Park, also another thing about plans, we were driving on the street and we saw this really like scene looking kid. We're like, oh, there's emos. This place must not be that bad, because I thought it looked kind of sketchy and weird. It reminded me of weird areas of Alameda. We were like, that place looks like it's a mafia front. The road we were on is called Ravenswood. We're like, holy shit, could you be any more goth? And like, wait guys, the cross street is Knoll. Knoll Fielding. Last week, like a few hours after I made my video, but before I posted, I had a shitty ass Halloween dance at my school. It was terrible. It was just bad. It was in a really small, like badly ventilated room, and there were just crazy, slutty, retarded costumes everywhere, and all the signs had promised free drinks and candy. There were like Jawbreakers and Sweet Tarts and like Capri Sun and High C. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, my question's pretty related to yesterday. What nerdy gatherings or like cons or meetups or like fairs or whatever have you been to, and which one was the most fun? I've been to a couple of run fairs, and I've been to a bunch of anime cons. It was like a bunch of anime cons and just general cons. I've been to a lot of stuff. But the most fun was definitely Comic-Con this year, because it was amazing and fantastic. Yeah, it was 4 days of super awesome fun times, and I met some really cool people, and we met a bunch of other really cool people who were kind of famous, and it was really rad. And I'm definitely doing it again, multiple times probably. So yeah, please share. Have a nice... I was gonna say have a nice Halloween Eve. Have a nice Halloween Eve. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. You best be wearing a Halloween costume or something, and I better see all you guys at my Halloween party, or else I will be a sad cupcake.